Yes, people, welcome back to the Kop TV, the breaking news that we've all been waiting for. This beautiful man with the best hair, the best defender in the world, has signed again to stay at Liverpool for another 2 years. This is the news that we've all been waiting for. And for him to sign is such a monumental achievement, I think, for Liverpool. So smash that like button, get your comments in. What does this mean for Liverpool? Does this show ambition? Salah signed up, Virgil signed up before the season's even done. And I think a lot of the responsibility for that, of course, has to go to Richard Hughes for getting it over the line. But it has to go to Arne Slot. How much of these new signings, the renewed signings of Virgil and Mo, how much of the credit goes to Arne Slot? Because I said it last week, you know, Trent, Virgil and Mo Salah would have assessed the situation with their respective agents last summer, and they would have gone, let's see what happens this season. Let's see if we want to commit to the short-term future of Liverpool Football Club. And before the season's even finished, they've done that, which shows you how much he's done, Arne Slot, in terms of convincing them, simply just with the results on the pitch. We're going to win the Premier League. Is that not the best reason to stay? And, you know, the loyalty that we've seen from Virgil and Mo, they both say they're Scousers in the video. They're adopted Scousers. Their kids love the city. Their family loves the city. They couldn't imagine themselves being elsewhere. It begs the question, how does that make Trent feel as a Scouser? How does he feel looking at these two signing the new deals and obviously them committing their long-term futures to the club? I wonder how he feels. But Van Dijk, as we know, will now earn a wage of in the region of £400,000 a week. And listen, if Mo Salah's on that, or around abouts that, then I think Virgil van Dijk should be as well. It maintains his status as Europe's best paid defender. No break clauses or release clauses in the deal. I suppose this time next year, Liverpool have to look at the situation then and say, you know, do we actually look to sign them on for another year now? That's yet to be seen. But the quotes that came out from Van Dijk are just absolute music to every single Liverpool fan's ears. He's come out and he said he's so happy, so proud to do it. And I have to say, shout out to the social media team at Liverpool. I'm hearing that they went up to the top of the Liver building at sunrise, maybe even this morning. So that was a very quick turnaround. The news broke at 11 o'clock this morning. So maybe they were up there at 6 a.m. this morning and turned it around. So just a massive round of applause, really, to everyone involved for getting this one over the line. But what does it mean for Liverpool going forward? Now, in terms of Liverpool's most important players signing contracts, it is Virgil and it is Mo Salah. If Virgil is on 350, I think, or 400, then Virgil should be as well. That's how important he is. The leadership that he brings, the experience that he's got now of, playing at the top level for so many years, this counts so much going forward. Because if Liverpool did lose Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah this summer, you'd be looking at replacing them with around about £200 million. So the fact that he signed this deal should come as just unbridled joy and amazing news for Liverpool. He would be, and he is going to be, the first Dutch person to ever lift the Premier League trophy, as is Arne Slot is going to be the first Dutch manager to ever lift the Premier League trophy. But I'm watching the video of his announcement now. You can see he's trying not to smile throughout. It's a proud feeling, he says. It's a feeling of joy, he also adds. And it's incredible, he says, the journey that he's been on. There's been so many ups and downs for Virgil van Dijk so far in this career. He's about to extend another 2 years to try and hopefully create more memories, win more trophies. James Pearce said this was a no-brainer decision from LFC due to the player's enduring value, even though the awarding of the new 2-year deal to the club's highest wage earners, who will be 34 in July, could usually be considered a gamble. For me, this is the most it's the most unrisky signing you can make. These are the two that you have to get through the door. And I love as well that he waited a couple of days after the Hillsborough Memorial as well to allow that to happen and for obviously us to remember them. But he says in the video, guys, he's a Scouser now. And every Liverpool fan across the world can't wait to see him pick up that trophy at the end of the season now. But for Liverpool to now commit both Salah and Van Dijk for 2 more years on contracts of £400,000, even though the duo are in their mid-30s or approaching their mid-30s, just reflects how special those players continue to be at Anfield. They're still so important. They're still keeping clean sheets. He's still scoring winners. Mo Salah still getting assists at this age. So it's unbelievable, really, how they've almost broken the structure of what contracts are seen as at Liverpool, you know. FSG aren't renowned at all for handing out lucrative big contracts at 32, 33, 34. But no one can dispute these, and that's why I do have to credit FSG, because they understand that this isn't the norm. But they've broken the structure to allow for these two absolute world-class elite players, potentially the best centre-back in the Premier League ever, in my opinion, yes. And that's only going to get, that argument is only going to be stronger in the next 2 years. And Mo Salah, in my opinion, is the best winger ever in the Premier League now. So shout out to FSG. I know a lot of people don't give them credit, but I think on this one you have to. I haven't heard anyone talking about FSG out for a long time now. So it's massive, right? And if you'd said to Liverpool supporters at the start of April that their captain and their top scorer would both sign new 2-year deals before Good Friday, they would have instantly erupted with glee. So Richard Hughes needs his credit as well to pull off these two massive contract extensions before the season's actually finished in quick succession. That's a serious accomplishment by the sporting director. Of course, his job doesn't stop there, though. He's now got to go on and buy a Kirkes, buy another centre-back to help fill that gap maybe if Akwansa leaves. You've got to go and probably buy a new striker as well. So he'll get all the credit that he deserves when that transfer window shuts and we've got a few more names in the door. So, yeah, listen, I'm just so proud of Virgil van Dijk's career at Liverpool and how he's now allowed himself to have 2 more years to maybe win another Premier League, to maybe win another Champions League. But what a player he is. He's the most important player in our team, in my opinion. And I'll actually go as far as saying that these 2 contract extensions that Richard Hughes, Arne Slot, Liverpool have got over the line, FSG have got over the line, in my opinion, are the 2 most important contract extensions in Liverpool's history. Yes, we can go back to Rush and Dalglish signing new deals, Alan Hansen, Phil Neal back in the day, but they were a lot more straightforward to complete them. Nowadays, you're looking at so many obstacles, agents, image rights, other clubs lurking around. You can have triple the money if you want to go to Al Nassr. But the loyalty that we've seen from Mo Salah and Virgil, combined with the fact that we've rewarded their loyalty and given them 2 new contracts, 1-2 year each, in my opinion, results as the most important contract extensions ever in Liverpool's history. If I'm wrong, tell me in the chat. If I'm right, tell me in the chat. Is there 2 others that have been more influential, 2 other contract extensions that have been more influential than these 2? I'm not sure there is. So let me know in the chat. And just rejoice in the fact that this beautiful man... And by the way, how can you have waves, a top knot, a fade, and a shape up in the same haircut? But this man pulls it off quite beautifully, right? And it was always Liverpool. Like he said, it was always Liverpool. The city that stole his heart is what he says in his interview. So guys, smash that like button. How happy are you? What kind of reception is he getting away at Leicester on Sunday after his winner against West Ham at the weekend? And let's not forget, on May the 25th, he will be lifting the Premier League trophy as the first ever Dutchman to do so. And on May the 26th, he'll be on that parade with all the Reds, due to be 1 million, by the way, at the parade, which would be and go down in history as the biggest parade ever seen in the UK. Because people have had so long to plan it, there's no finals the day before where you're rushing back. This could be the biggest day in Liverpool's history, this parade. So I can't wait for it. And this man is going to be at the front of the bus, singing the songs, showing us his moves, having a few bevies, I'm sure. And how lucky are we to see this guy for 2 more years. So big up to Liverpool for getting it sorted. Some news to wake up to this morning. And we go again. Captain Virgil, he's staying. He's the best. Where does he rank for you in terms of contract extension importance in Liverpool's history? For me, this guy's the one. Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, signed, sealed, delivered. Just like this picture says, the only one who isn't signing is this fella. But Scouser, half Scouser, and potentially a forgotten about Scouser if he does leave. But anyway, there you go. The news is broken. Rejoice. Go and have some fun. And we've got 2 more years of this guy. Take care.